Welcome to part 4 of making my James Bond dress. I draped my bodice in the last part and now it's time to make my skirt. I did decide to use the pink fabric since I've already got loads of it. I also found this beautiful organza fabric that'll look perfect on top of it. And since my skirt is going to be a pretty straightforward gathered skirt, I could just get straight onto making it and then make sure my bodice sits on top of it nicely when I do the next mock-up. For the waistband for the skirt, all I needed was a piece of fabric that was the same length as my waist measurement and however thick I wanted the waistband, times 2, plus some seam allowance. I added some fusible interfacing to make sure the waistband had some structure, folded it in half, ironed up the seam allowance on one side, and then it was all prepared to go onto the skirt. Next, it was time to add some basting stitches to both of the fabrics for the skirts laid on top of each other. And once I had 2 rows of parallel basting stitches along the whole width of the skirt, I then found the bobbin threads and started pulling and gathering the skirt to the right size to fit into the waistband. Once all of the points of the skirt matched the size of the waistband, I tied off the bobbin threads to make sure that the gathers wouldn't come undone, and then I pinned on the waistband right sides together and then sewed it in place. Once it was all sewed on, I made sure that everything looked good from the right side and then removed all of the basting stitches from the gathers. Now it's time to insert the invisible zipper into the centre back seam. I pinned and sewed one side in place, zipped it back up, marked all the important points such as the waistline and where I started and stopped sewing the zipper in, then opened the zipper back up, flipped it over onto the other side and sewed the other side in place, making sure that all those points I marked from the first side match up. Then I decided to quickly pop it onto the mannequin just to get a look of how it was turning out so far. Next was time for lining. I decided to do a simple quarter circle skirt, so I just needed to fold the fabric over on a 40-degree angle, mark out how long the hem would be from that centre point, and then also where my waist circumference would be. Then I pinned and sewed it onto the other side of the waistband and flipped it over onto the other side of the zipper and attached it to the zipper and the centre back seam. I then just had to attach the waistband seams to each other and close up the centre back, and the skirt was done. Okay, it still needs hemmed, but it's done for today and I like how it's looking. See you in the next part.